in the last video, we discussed the educational system worldwide and some educational issues in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Continue on that topic and finish this topic in a great way. I found this guy who writes poems, does public speaking, he writes all kinds of stuff. He really explained the educational system in this small video in a really cool way. He really points out the things which are wrong in this world when it comes to education, and I really agree on him, on the points that he mentioned, so with him. This way I think we can close this topic off very nicely. So let's take a look. 3, 2, 1.
Albert Einstein once said, everybody's a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today on trial we have modern day schooling. Glad you could come. Not only does he make fish climb trees, but also makes them climb down and do a 10-mile run. Tell me, school, are you proud of the things you've done? Turning millions of people into robots, do you find that fun? Do you realize how many kids relate to that fish? Swimming upstream in class, never finding their gifts, thinking they are stupid, believing they are useless? Well, the time has come, no more excuses.
Really can relate to this. When I was in school, I was very bad in math, and literally from all the school years until I got to university, I don't think I maybe had 4 or 5 out of the 300 or 400 tests which I got a positive result. It was the way they were teaching me it. I just couldn't understand it. Then I got to university and I had to do one of the highest levels of math in order to continue doing my studies. You had to reach a certain bar in math, in English, Dutch, and in other languages and other stuff. And I was so scared. I was like, oh fuck, this is not gonna work. Guess what? I finished all the tests with a 9 average out of 10, which is really high. Never had such high grades ever before, just because the teacher was better in explaining it and I was better in the types of math that I had to study for university compared to high school and primary school and other kind of stuff. So I was way better in solving very complicated algebra compared to doing other than calculating probabilities and that kind of stuff. So it was really interesting to see, and that's when I realized, I'm like, wow, imagine that you cannot pass this math test and you cannot continue your studies at all. Well, I never used math in my studies after all whatsoever. It's really insane that you have to do all these things, as he says, judge a fish by how he can run. Like, what the fuck? Really broken.
I call school to the stand and accuse him of killing creativity, individuality, and being intellectually abusive. He's an ancient institution that has outlived his usage. So, Your Honor, this concludes my opening statement, and if I may present the evidence of my case, I will prove it.
Proceed.
Exhibit A. Here's a modern day phone. Recognize it? Here's a phone from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Stay with me. Here's a car from today. And here's a car from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Well, get this. Here's a classroom of today. And here's a class we used 150 years ago. Now ain't that a shame? In literally more than a century, nothing has changed. Yet you claim to prepare students for the future? But with evidence like that, I must ask, do you prepare students for the future or the past? I did a background check on you and let the record show that you were made to train people to work in factories, which explains why you put students in straight rows, nice and neat, tell them sit still, raise your hand if you want to speak, give them a short break to eat, and for 8 hours a day, tell them what to think. Oh, and make them compete to get an A letter which determines product quality, hence grade A of meat. I get it. Back then, times were different. We all...
Wow, the amount of facts and the amount of just truth and references, as you can see, is just insane. This is absolutely exactly what I mean. Like, and with these references to like factories and stuff, whoa.
I have a past. I myself am no Gandhi. But today we don't need to make robot zombies. The world has progressed. And now we need people who think creatively, innovatively, critically, independently, with the ability to connect. See, every scientist will tell you that no two brains are the same. And every parent with 2 or more children will confirm that claim. So please explain why you treat students like cookie cutter frames or snapback hats, giving them this one-size-fits-all crap.
Watch your language.
Sorry, Your Honor. But if a doctor prescribed the exact same medicine to all of his patients, the results will be tragic. So many people will get sick, yet when it comes to school, this is exactly what happens. This educational malpractice where one teacher...
Wow. It's shocking how hard this confronts you when you realize when someone like this explains it to y'all, then you're just shocked how retarded you have been or you are following this system. Literally.
Teacher stands in front of 20 kids, each one having different strengths, different needs, different gifts, different dreams, and you teach the same thing the same way? That's horrific. Ladies and gentlemen, the defendant should not be acquitted. This may be one of the worst criminal offenses ever to be committed. And let's mention the way you treat your employees.
Objection. Overruled. I want to hear this.
It's a shame. I mean, teachers have the most important job on the planet, yet they're underpaid? No wonder so many...
Yep, that's also a real issue. It's one of the most important jobs in the world, and they are the most underpaid people on this world. Well, in the Western world, say so, not the entire world. I don't want to go there, but you get the point.
Many students are short-changed. Let's be honest. Teachers should earn just as much as doctors, because a doctor can do heart surgery and save the life of a kid. But a great teacher can reach the heart of that kid and allow him to truly live. See, teachers are heroes that often get blamed, but they're not the problem. They work in a system without many options or rights. Curriculums are created by policymakers, most of which have never taught a day in their life. Just obsessed with standardized tests. They think bubbling in a multiple choice question will determine success. That's outlandish. In fact, these tests are too cruel to be used and should be abandoned, but don't take my word for it. Take Frederick J. Kelly, the man who invented standardized testing, who said, and I quote, "These tests are too cruel to be used and should be abandoned." Ladies.
The guy who invented standardized tests says that they are too crude to be used, and he uses his quotes and quotes of the people who made this system. And the fact that we still use it, I don't know. I can't process how fucked up certain things in the world and in our systems are, which we can all see, realize, and how nobody gives a damn about it. Nothing changes. My brain, me as a personality, just cannot comprehend the amount of crap we as people swallow from systems, governments, rules all over the world. I don't know. Like, why aren't there more people thinking like this? Why aren't there more people like me trying to make a change, trying to push for change, trying to show more people this? Like, why? I think that's some question that people who agree with all of this, who agree with the topics that I record, who agree with the content that I make, that it is something that we'll probably never find out, and something that will never change. But it doesn't mean that we don't have to keep trying and don't have to put it to the stand or show it to the world.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if we continue down this road, the results will be lethal. I don't have much faith in school, but I do have faith in people. And if we can customize healthcare, cars, and Facebook pages, then it is our duty to do the same for education, to upgrade it, change it, do away with school spirit, because that's useless. Unless we're working to bring the spirit out of each and every student, that should be our task.
It should be our task, but that's exactly what I said yesterday. It is all about money. It's about this system where you get all the young people in this loop where they get in debt and they have to pay back with, of course, interest and that kind of stuff. It's not about the education at all. It's just used to show it's just accepted as this paper shows that I have certain knowledge, blah 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 blah. It only shows you got the test. It doesn't show you that you can. I have learned for so many tests and just forgot about what I've learned a week after. That's a fact. That's what happens to many students, and for many things. It just doesn't say shit, but we believe it does so. And that's why the diploma is important. That's why we actually go and pay to get those diplomas and go to school, blah, 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 blah. it's just like money. It's paper, but only because all of us accept it to have some kind of value. Depressing to listen to this. Really depressing.
No more Common Core. Instead, let's reach the core of every heart in every class. Sure, math is important, but no more than art or dance. Let's give every gift an equal chance. I know this sounds like a dream, but countries like Finland are doing impressive things. They have shorter school days. Teachers make a decent wage. Homework is non-existent, and they focus on collaboration instead of competition.
Yeah, all the Scandinavian countries, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Denmark have one of the best educational systems when it comes to really getting the most out of the kid, and not out of his pockets or his parents' pockets. No, out of the person that's in front of you, his best capabilities. As a matter of fact, school or education in all those countries is usually free. When it isn't free, it is cheap. And you actually get paid as a student to go to school, and you get paid if you get higher grades, you get extra benefits. It's really impressive how they literally, I'm not even kidding, when certain students earn more by going to school than I did with a part-time 30-hour job besides my full-time studies. I worked entire night shifts, weekends and everything just to pay my studies in order not to take a loan. I lived at home, traveled every day for 1 hour, 1 hour and 50 minutes, one to one side, say so, towards school, and then it's also an hour and 50 minutes back. So the fact that I had to go through so much trouble, so much effort to achieve something that is very normal in other countries, where they get paid almost double the amount of money I earned as a student just by going to school, is, yeah. I don't know why we don't learn from such school systems or educational systems.
Here's the kicker, boys and girls. Their educational system outperforms every other country in the world. Other places like Singapore are succeeding rapidly. Schools like Montessori, programs like Khan Academy, there is no single solution. But let's get moving, because while students may be 20% of our population, they are 100% of our future. So let's attend to their dreams, and there's no telling what we can achieve. This is a world in which I believe, a world where fish are no longer forced to climb trees. I rest my case.
Absolutely amazing, just absolutely amazing. This video just pointed out every single thing wrong with every single educational system in the world. And he also pointed out the great examples that there are out there which are working, but they don't make the government a lot of money, do they? They don't. And that's exactly what I said with the amount that they try to get you in this loop of debt. That's a system. Someone created that system. And in Scandinavian countries, that's not the system. They know it exists, but they won't use it. That's the difference between a government, a country that cares about its students, about its future, and about the people, compared to countries and governments who only care about power and money. Are Scandinavian countries poor? No, they aren't. They just took a different approach on how to make money. I think this video is a nice ending to the whole educational system topic. I hope you guys agree. If you like this video, leave a like down below. Subscribe to my channel, because 81% of you guys who are watching my videos are not subscribed. And this way, I'm gonna get to my 25k subscriber mark by the end of the year. So please help me out, and let's get to 25,000 subscribers by the end of this year. See you guys in the next video. Ciao.
Perfect.